Emily here has herself a problem and she needs Bert Show help. Should she warn her current ex about what he's really like, or should she mind her own business? She was telling us this before we left on vacation. Hey, Emily.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. All right, so just refresh our memory here a little bit about the breakup, how bad this dude was, and how you were thinking about, like, actually going to his current.
Okay, so we were married for 4 years. He was just probably the most awful human I've ever dealt with in my life. He was a complete narcissist. We got divorced, and I just couldn't even fathom the thought of being with him, let alone someone else having to deal with him. So the new woman that I found out he was talking to, I was kind of going back and forth with, telling her about him.
Okay. And you really felt like you were doing her a favor by sort of warning, like, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in your relationship right now. This is exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, so, I mean, she has a daughter. It's not like it was just her, because I did go back and forth if I should even involve myself. I thought she might think I'm the crazy ex or something, but she had a daughter of her own, and I have a daughter, and I just feel like it was kind of like in the greater good for me to say something.
Mm-hmm.
So I did wind up eventually speaking to her.
Oh, you did?
Okay. Because if I remember correctly, a majority of the phone calls and listeners were like, don't do it.
Yeah, because most were
stay out of it.
Most were saying that if you contact her, she's not going to believe you anyway.
No.
Chances are pretty good your ex has already talked a whole bunch of crap about you to her, called you crazy maybe, so the fact that you called just gives him ammunition to go, see, told you she was crazy.
But I think Cassie pointed out, she won't believe you, but if down the line he starts showcasing some of those narcissistic tendencies, the seed will at least have been planted, so maybe it'll open her eyes sooner to the type of person he actually is.
So now you got me really curious. Did you text her? Do you reach out to her? Does she call you back? Take us through that whole thing.
So I did. I texted her originally because I didn't want to go straight off the bat and give her a phone call. But I basically said, like, hi, this is Emily. I was married to, your current boyfriend. And this is all the things that I went through. And I just want to give you a warning sign of the things that you might see from him. And I hope you don't think I'm crazy or anything, but I know you have a daughter and I have a daughter. And I just want to, woman to woman, protect you and your family from potentially going through the same thing that I've been through for the past 4 years.
Did she respond to that?
Yeah, she was actually super perceptive to it, and she was very sweet, and she thanked me for telling her, and she had a couple of questions for me, and she responded completely nicely. Like, I was very surprised, honestly. I thought she might have clapped back, but she was thankful.
So she didn't shut you down. She didn't, call you out. She was open to receive the information.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you hear from him?
No, I actually think she kept it to herself because I have not heard from him, and I think she might be keeping this in her back pocket just in case something does happen. But I haven't heard from him, so I'm assuming she didn't tell him.
So is that an infraction? So not saying that, Emily, you have your truth. There are always two sides of the story. Not saying yours isn't accurate at all. But put yourself in a situation where you're dating somebody and their ex reaches out to them and tells them something and they don't tell you. Is that an infraction on your current relationship?
It would. I think it would be.
Absolutely, for me.
Which was going to bring me to my next question anyway. Unless you were already starting to feel a certain way about the boyfriend.
You saw those tendencies?
Like you saw those tendencies? That's why I was going to ask you is what were some of the questions she was asking you?
She was just asking, what were the types of arguments we would get into and how would we handle them and how would he handle the daughter situation? She was asking, basic questions, I guess, based around, typical arguments you might have in a relationship.
So my guess is that she's already having some tension with him in these areas when it comes to conflict management or her daughter, and getting this text from you and her line of questioning makes me think that she already knows what you're telling her, and now she's getting confirmation. Because when you're in a relationship, sometimes you could feel like you're crazy. And then when somebody confirms it for you, you're like, okay, maybe I'm not crazy.
Yeah, it feels like if she's happy in that situation, she would just shut it down. She wouldn't even be interested in what you have to say.
Right.
No follow-ups.
Yeah.
I think
there must be something going on between the two of them that she felt that she could also confide in me, ask me questions, and keep it between the two of us and not him.
I think you're probably right. Yeah, it's the Bert Show.
The Bert Show.
So first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get the Bert Show on any podcast platform. We're so good.